Hi, Vickie, Mr. Edward. So my guides are coming forward, so I'm just going to allow. So just take some deep breaths, allow yourself to tune in and collectively connect. And the beloved Jenna has stepped aside and the multiverse is stepping forward. As we have been recognizing the conversation before, you are recognizing in your own body frames the breaking down of systems, rewiring in a new way. The weakness that many are feeling in their bodies right now is a rest state. Actually, even more than a rest state of itself. You are realigning to a new. As you see the world breaking down, the light meets the dark, it is only showing you the breaking down of the systems. And the systems are in all of you also. So many may recognize the turmoil, the warlike being inside of oneself, surfacing to bring yourself back into the balance of oneself. This is readjusting to your system. For what was is no longer here. Your past, and we see it in the collective, it is a recirculating energy that has been for eons. The war that you are talking about and participating in a way, is breaking down the systems of all. Before we continue, we want to ask Mr. Edward, do you have any questions about this?
Nothing's coming
Beautiful.
forward.
Beautiful. As you see your world, you may see one of light and one of dark, both playing both sides of the coin. It is not as you see, we will say. Many talk about your World War III or even a nuclear event. And many will perceive this as they are ready for that. The collective is moving forward into a new paradigm of yourself on New Gaia. The balanced state of oneself resonates there. We are going to bring forward a conversation that this beloved channel, Mr. Edward, had talked about the potential of nuclear war. This nucleus of yourself is happening within all of you, in your nuclear cells, in your nuclear being. The fear that has been resident for far too long. You have lived for eons in the fear of this participation of happening. It will not happen as you think it will. You may recognize the warlike self that has played out for eons halting. This will not take very long, the existence of itself. Even in the collective, some will bring it forward for eons from here on out. And some will stay in balance, knowing, it is not happening in my world, for it will not. The systems that ran you before do not run you right now as they did before. Your root chakra and your sacral, you can feel it in the energy system right now, in the alignment of tuning in to oneself. You may recognize that you are going through the highs and the lows of life. Yet you will notice that it is more up here, just a wave, not so deep down, up, as you recognize your systems moving into this. Notice how things become more gentle for you, more aligned to you. The breaking apart of two worlds is happening. It is happening in the collective. You are seeing it. Even in your sacred space of what you call the spiritual self is breaking down to be rebirthed to new. Your systems are readjusting from an ancient time that is no longer surface here on New Gaia. You ask when you came to move to a new world, and this is part of it. The breaking down of old ways, rebalancing, rebirthing yourself to a new. Do you have a question, beloved? We are connecting into a collective questioning here. So what does this mean for us? Stay balanced. Balanced in your own being. When you are balanced in your own being, in your own system, it radiates and affects. There is nothing to do. There is nothing to fear. It is as you have been waiting for, moving you into a new placement of oneself. We have brought forward to not connect into the masculine energy that is so heavy in the collective right now. We are not speaking of the gentle ones that are balanced in themselves. Have you not recognized how many men are voicing their opinions on this event over this last week? This beloved channel carried herself there for a couple moments, realizing, this is not for me. It does not feel comforting. Notice that comfort state of oneself. As you see the world in a dark state, it is not really. The control is being broken down. Your systems in every collective way is breaking down to bring forth a new only. We are going to bring forward a question that the beloved channel is circulating in herself. And for the greatest part of yourself, many are asking this question. Will one disappear from one world to the other? And as time goes on, you will. It is already happening in your own beingness. Have you noticed that you may feel like you are dreaming through your days? Like the experience does not feel so real to you. So it is already happening inside of each and every one of you. As you walk through your days, walking on different paradigms of yourself, the absorption that is happening as you walk through your days are disappearing, and you may not ever consciously be aware of it. Everything is moving into clear, freedom, balance, light. As each and every one of you are aware of only the being itself, you do not see what disappears before you or behind you, yet it is moving you into a state of alignment that you have come here for. So in a way, disappearing from one world to the other, it is already happening. And there are beings, we will say, that you have recognized that has disappeared from your world, only to re-sign into the new way of Gaia. Not all, but some. Some will recirculate back into the old paradigm of the self to relearn. They ask for this in their own learning systems. For they want a greater knowledge of it. As we are bringing forward this word disappearing, what we mean by this is everything is playing out perfectly. And it plays it to its fullest statement, to its fullest being. So we will not say lessons, but in a way that is a way that you recognize. So you will play that to the fullest if you choose. One is not wrong, one is not right. It is movement only. So what you see in your world is not what you see in your world. We are assisting from the collective, all eyes on you. Everything is all eyes on you. Watching the game of life. And it is brilliant. In your brilliance, you'll move back into the balance of oneself. So when you catch yourself in a state, I do not feel what I used to feel. It has disappeared, no longer existence inside of you. Tap in. You can feel it. We will ask a question before signing off, Mr. Edward. If you want to bring forth a question.
My question is about colors.
Hmm.
And like the tapestry behind you, I sort of get this feeling that when we step into this new earth, it's all this new colors, and it almost feels like a whole different medium.
Completely different. Have you been recognizing
Yeah.
in your own world the colors changing?
Well, I feel like we sort of get a taste with it. We even have for years with sunsets and sunrises. And it feels like we're moving more into that sort of, that energy.
Yes. This is very accurate.
It's almost everything becomes more translucent. The light moves through all the colors.
Yes. Your dense world does not allow you to witness this except on occasions. As you said, your sun sets, your sun rises. The colors, everything is, we will say, vivid, a part of you. You are recognizing in your own sight for moments, for seconds. I feel so different than before. If your systems move directly into one plane, it would be a shock. Too much for one system. So you are very accurate about this has been happening for a very long time. And over the next couple years, you will rebalance and rebalance and rebalance and rebalance as the collective rebalances itself many times. Colors are, and some colors, most colors, you will recognize their song. Just a hint in the beginning. Did we help you understand?
Yes, thank you.
Thank you for bringing this forth. As you step into the new plane of existence, which you already are, your systems are gearing up for this event. And it is an event. as you walk through your days is an event. Recognizing, oh, yes, balance.
Is it similar to like the dream world and the awake world merging into one?
This is so accurate. Even in your awake state, as we talked about earlier, it feels like you're dreaming through your days. It doesn't feel real.
So when we've fully stepped in to the new life, will we sleep?
Some, not as you do now. For in total resonance with New Gaia, things that are density here on Old Gaia, your body does not need to rest or to connect because you are completely in resonance with New Gaia. Your energy does not need as much sleep, for in sleep state is where you connect here. In New Gaia only, you are connected through your days to everything. So what you see on one world to another, it will be completely different. And not that you will we will say, notice it so much in the beginning as you are right now. You are noticing that the days where you are feeling that dream state of yourself, you may recognize that your sleep state does not require so much of that. For it is connecting energetically to all that it is. So your energy does not need to sleep to connect, to re-energize, to re-heal oneself. It happens instantly. The galactic is very so a part of this movement that is happening on your world plane. We are speaking as they are here. You have so much assistance here moving forward. You are not alone at all. Your bodies are relearning to be in a constant state of connection of oneself. You may recognize your feet and hands, and even your lips, we will say, energizing themselves, bringing all the energy into your body state of the reconnection of everything. Do you understand this?
Yes.
The light we are saying is like feeling different in your body, friends, than you've ever recognized before. Notice the energetic that is happening within one state. You are all ready. You have all been preparing for this very time for eons. We thank you. We thank you all for your participation. We could not do this like this. It is easy for the being to be engulfed in the state of the collective. We say, step away. Step away. Do not pay attention to your TVs, your news, your phones, even the TikTok, the beloved saying. Step away. Let it play out perfectly. You are ready. Do you have another question, beloved?
The ancient trees. I'm always drawn to the very ancient trees. What is it that they bringing at this time?
Rebirth. As you yourself, Mr. Edward, are very connected to the ancientness of that. And the rebirth that is taking place within all of you is taking place there. And they are rooting in, we will say, for the new experience that is happening.
So is it that they bring almost the ingredients for the rebirthing from the ancientness?
In your DNA cells that you have carried through many lifetimes that are present right now in your own being, it is the same for the ancient trees. They have all knowledge in their own DNA cells from the beginning of time till now and beyond. And they are adjusting to the collective energy of Gaia to activate certain DNAs within themselves to rise to the occasion, we will say. It is as they are reaching where they have been bound before. Now they can reach, for the space has been cleared enough for the movement of that to take place. They are the part of each and every one of you, all the plant systems, all of nature is doing this. It is just not the human experience going from one plane to the other. They are assisting. As you see, we would say the dolphins, the overseers, the whales, the overseers are moving between two planes of existence, locking in the potentials to move forward. They are, we will say, in your waters, in your skies, in your ground. They are reaching where they have never been able to reach before. Yet now they can. Everything, everything, even the leaf, is bringing a new existence of itself. As it falls to the ground, it is not rising as it did before. The reboot of a new plant in your yard, we will say, is not as it was before, not constricted, not dense. It is clearing the way of one existence. And Gaia herself, on many potentials, is clearing the way, assisting the movement of all. And yes, some will take it to the deepest, darkest states of itself. Recognizing, yes, I will take this deep into the collective. You do not need to follow that. Do you understand this?
Yes.
Just as one experience can take it to the deepest, darkest depth of itself, one does not need to follow to have the learning of it. It is recognizing, that is part of me. Yet, I do not need to go there. And that is what is happening in the collective. The fears that have been collectively growing through the eons of the wars, of the existence, of the fighting. That's why we say, step away. Step away. The part has already happened. You do not need to be in participation with that. Many, even this beloved general, said, I will be the light for that. Well, what does that do? It brings the light in that, but it is also hooking you into that. Do you understand this?
Yes. It's like a stage.
Yes.
And it's like you have two characters on the stage, and yeah, you can be the good character, or you can just step outside of the stage and even outside of the crowd and be on the street and realize, oh, it's just a play going on in there. You don't even have to be watching it. You can just know, oh, there's a play going on in there. But I'm
and let it play out.
Gonna go and grow some vegetables. Or
this is so accurate and perfect.
Or even maybe the better way to look at it is, oh, I'm just going to prepare the space for, if people leave that play and want to come into a lighter space. It's like, how do those people arrive into the lighter space?
We are going to bring this forward, and this is accurate in how you are saying it. Yet, do you recognize the attachment to that?
Yeah.
It is an attachment that you are creating, thinking, I will save these beings.
Mm.
There's no saving needed here. It is to step away completely, letting the play out into the world as it wishes. And you are just being without the attachment of any of it. In your balanced state, it affects without your knowledge. As soon as you say, I am a balanced state because I am going to affect the collective, that is an attachment.
It's out of being.
It's out of being. It is.
It's like, to be in being, then you have to release the attachment to the outcome of your being.
Absolutely.
If you like project an outcome of your being, you limit your being.
Yes.
It's like firing light through a movie projector. It's limited, which it has its purpose, but the sun just radiates everywhere. It shines light everywhere.
And it does not think about or participating who will feel the light. It is just being the light. So in your energy field, you will recognize that the light is different in your own beings. There is just flow, connected to nothing.
And everything.
And everything. Thank you. Thank you. So we say, for your own potential, step away. Recognize only yes, that is going on. I breathe very good right now. Without even thinking about what is going on. That's when you truly affect, without even recognizing you are.
And it strikes me as there is a bridge between being in your being all the time and being in your being for moments. And if anything, it's putting yourself in the space that you're more likely to fall into your being.
Yes. Your
or activities, like maybe like walking or something. You start off and it's like an action, I'm going to go for a walk, you're doing it. But then as you're walking, you sort of, your feet wander and you sort of become the forest, and the forest is walking through itself, and then your being. So if you know that you find yourself getting into that state when you do certain things, when you're in your doing mind, it's good to do those certain things that take you into your being.
We will say that is a example, yet in your waking state, in the morning we will say, I am completely, completely balanced in my state of being. And it is until you recognize, maybe I'm not in my balanced state. And then you are not. Your collectiveness to the Gaia, we'll say the new Gaia, it does not think about if it is connected. It is connected. And that's what your body frames are moving into. You will one day recognize, ooh, I do not need to say any of this because I am already connected and balanced in who I am. It is like you are harnessing who you are in a balanced state. And you are already balanced. Just recognize the balance. Your beings are moving, your bodies are moving into a conscious connection without thinking, am I connected? And as shifts are being made in your collectiveness, your body readjusts itself to that without even thinking, am I catching up to the state of the shift? You are already recognizing, I am there. We're very grateful for this conversation. Is there any more that you would like to talk about before we step away?
I feel complete. Thank you.
As do we. So if anybody out there, if you want to know, just step away. Step away. Do what you are doing, knowing that you are perfect in the connection of oneself. We are participating in all of this. You are not alone at all. But, man, my hands are on fire. Like, thank you. And what a great way. Like yesterday when I was working in the yard, I was like, I'm holding light for the world. And now I understand the exhaustion of it.
Holding necessary.
It's not necessary.
Radiate.
Radiate. Oh my God, radiate. Absolutely. So I'm going to quit recording. So I send love to all of you. We got this. We got this. We got this. We got this. May you all be blessed.